Good evening, Patricio. Good evening. Good evening. Patricio, today is the grand night. Are you ready to make your presentation?
Yes, sure.
Okay, I'm all ears. Please, the room is yours.
Ready?
Yes, please. Let's go.
Okay. My name is Patricio Sailema. I am going to talk about the Armed Force of the Ecuador. The Armed Force is the backbone of the country. Science, it is the institution with the highest level credibility, with joint capability of the three forces to face change in new scenarios that guarantees peace, security, and well-being of the nation. The mission. The mission of the armed force is to defend the sovereignty and territorial integrity, support environment nation with its contingent, contribute public and state security by, by participating in peace mission and humanitarian aid. The armed forces are made up of three forces. The land forces is army, the naval forces is navy, the air forces is fire. These three forces are governed by joint commands of armed forces. The armed forces have been used in some scenarios, such as 1995 armed conflict on the border between Peru and Ecuador. In the 2016 earthquake in Puerto Viejo, natural disasters in different provinces of Ecuador, peace mission in the countries of Haiti, Brazil, and Cuba, support for the development of the country in the construction of bridges and buildings by Armed Corps of Engineers, and currently the COVID-19 pandemic. Institutional values. The main values in our institution are honor, discipline, and loyalty. Honor is the respect for their own personal dignity and the fundamental value of the members of the armed forces. Discipline. Discipline consists of the exact observance of the laws and the regulations established for the fulfillment of orders and disposition. Loyalty. Loyalty is the feeling of noble fidelity and giving an environment of truth and security between the members of armed forces. In the armed forces, there are two training schools. The first, the Superior Military School, SMIL, located in Quito, where they are trained to obtain the rank of lieutenant, with a duration of 4 years. The other is the Training School for Soldiers, SFORCE, located in Ambato, with a duration 2 years, where they are trained to obtain the rank such as soldier. Once graduated from the different training schools, we are sent to work in the different military units located throughout the country, either in the coast, highland, sea, in the border region. Military life. Now I'm going to talk about of my military life. I have 8 years for service and 2 years military course. I started the selection process in the January 2011. This process lasted 7 months. First, I started with the registration in the system. Second, psychological test. Third, medical test. Four, academic test. Five, physical tests. And finally, I interviewed with my partner. I entered the training school for soldiers in August 2011. In the first military years, I learned all the basic survival in the jungle. In the second military years, I complete my career as a jungle expert in the Coca City for 3 months. In the last 6 months, the last 6 months complete specialized in the transport service. And finally, present specialty thesis. I graduate in, in September 2017 as a transport soldier and military science technology. Then I was to given the pass to City Coca until 2016. Then I went to Riobamba City until 2018. In these years, also I met to ascend to rank of course for 3 months in the Quito City. Then I went to Presidential House until 2021. At the moment, I'm working in the Armed Corps of Engineers. Relevant experience. One of my relevant experience is that I had a combat in Farfán bordered with Colombia. We fought with 45 front of the Colombia guerrilla, where we had as a result 1 dead and 1 prisoner. Here, I was the prisoner for 5 days. My other experience is that I worked for the Lenin Moreno president as security in the second line. Finally, to belong to the armed forces, you must be 18 years old, physically and academically well, psychologically stable, haven't medical and legal problems, and be son of an Ecuadorian father or mother. Thank you, teacher. This was my presentation.
But wait, I need to ask something. Very interesting, but I need to ask. So you told me, you have just told me that you were a prisoner in the Colombian border for 5 days. That experience, did you think you were going to die?
Okay, the, this was for 5 days. We are passengers with the border, the Ran Rumichaca is the town, one town.
Okay.
In this it was combat.
Did you think that you were going to die? I mean, when you were a prisoner, did you think that they were going to kill you?
Yes, teacher. Yes,
Really?
I think it's more. I think I went to the.
You thought you were gonna die. My goodness. And now, one last question. Now there are many parents, father and mother, that we think our children should go. They should go to the military service. Maybe not as an officer, but to be a recruit for 6 months, a year. What do you think? Should military service in Ecuador be obligatory, be mandatory? In your opinion, as a soldier, what do you think? Should that be mandatory, the military service?
Okay, I think that the military service is not mandatory because to person the person the the institution, el- and be eager to serve your institution and the nation. The eager to serve, not obligation.
not obligation. Well, I wish my children would go to the army at least for 3, 4 months to learn about discipline, to learn about
Yes,
commitment, discipline. So I want my children to learn that from the army, to follow orders, to be disciplined, to be better people. That's it.
discipline, loyalty, regulation, and the, between other.
To follow orders. I mean, if you are told to be here 4 o'clock, it's 4 o'clock. To follow
Yes.
the order. Okay. So, Patricio, that is going to be all. That is going to be all regarding to your test. All right. Let me, okay. So according to the test, that is going to be all.